Hello everybody, Lucarios here, and welcome to week 5 of ADBL Low Tiers, going up against Tiger and the Arizona Accelgors, who was another one of the 3 replacement coaches that came in the other week. And you may notice the team isn't finished, and it's not because I haven't finished it. I did finish it. I did it all on Monday. Finished the team completely, was happy with it, and Showdown decided to delete it all. So I'm now going to, on the video, because I've got half an hour till the match, recreate what I remember the team being. So that's going to be really fun. So Tiger is on the dock 0-2, but he has definitely won a game. I saw him win a game, so I think he's won 2 since he's taken over the team. He took over from a coach that was 0-2 though as well, so I'm not quite sure what his actual record is. I mean, as his name would indicate, clearly more of a VGC player, so he's kind of coming over to singles here a bit, which maybe isn't his forte. I don't know. He's been really nice about taking over the team though. So let's talk about his team and what I think he's going to bring. Comfey is, in my opinion, the best one in the format. In certain matchups, this thing just wins by default with Calm Mind. Triage is such a good ability, making Draining Kiss and Giga Drain. I haven't put music on. Let's do that now. Absolute genius, aren't I? Now we've got music. Yeah, Comfey is really, really strong. Thankfully, I have a really good check to it in a Steel type. But essentially, in any matchup, including this one, if he can get rid of the Steel type, Comfey just kind of wins. If it sets Calm Mind, it's that strong. It can also U-turn. It does a lot of good stuff like that. It can defog. It can do cleric-y things as well. It's a really, really good mod, and in my opinion, is the best one in the format. Steelix is a great bulky steal. It doesn't have a brilliant matchup here though, because it gets bopped by my 2 highest kills mons, being Machamp and Floatzel. I think it's gotten to the point in the season where people will probably be prepping for Floatzel, so I do have to take that in mind, take that into account a bit more than I've been earlier in the season. Steelix is good though. It checks stuff like the Kadabra on my team well. It defensively can check stuff like Diancie and Gourgeist quite well as well. I could see him leaving it off here though, because it isn't brilliant. Hariyama is a definite bring. It's a massive, great big threat on the physical side. It's like Machamp in a lot of ways, just hits really, really hard. You can even run Guts Flame Orb in the exact same way and do that. So no Will-O-Wisp this week on the Gourgeist, even though it's like checking Hariyama and stuff. We're not giving it a Guts boost if it isn't already Flame Orb. That is not happening. That would be a terrible, terrible idea. Then we've got Wartortle, which is just, I think, is just there based on the order he made the changes and stuff. But Wartortle's a good kind of, you can either run it. You can either probably like a bulky spinner, which is kind of nice, or because he's got a good chunk of hazard removal options between the Comfey and the Turtonator and stuff. So, and Rotom, and Kamala, even, he's got a lot of hazard removers. So more likely you're going to be using it as a Shell Smasher, which it can do a lot of work as. I don't really anticipate it here though, because I think he's got better stuff he can bring, one of which is the Turtonator. It's not brilliant by any means, but it's good. It's a spinner. It can actually Shell Smash as well, so it can do a lot of cool things. I have a good check to it though in Diancie, so I'm not sure how likely it is to go with an offensive variant. I feel like a bulky spinning one could be pretty decent though, especially if he anticipates certain things coming to this game. And it's like, because I basically have to bring Sandslash, so from his perspective, it switches in nicely to Sandslash, and he can try and get some hits off there. Trevenant, I think, is a definite bring, because it is 1, his best Floatzel response, and 2, his best Machamp response. It's actually a pretty good Machamp response. If he runs Colbur and stuff, he can do it quite well, and you can also run it to be faster than Machamp with quite a lot of speed, so he either goes more offensive and tries to play the game more offensively, or he goes bulkier. And essentially in this matchup, I've had to devote an entire mon to checking the Trevenant, because I do not have a good matchup against it. It's a weird polarizing matchup, which I'll get to in a second. Swalot, I looked at initially. I was like, oh, there's his Machamp check. He's probably going to bring that right. It really doesn't check Machamp well, and he'll know that going in. Trevenant is by far the better choice from his perspective, and I don't anticipate Swalot really. Dog Trio, I could definitely see. This doesn't have Arena Trap, otherwise it would, 1, not be legal, 2, certainly wouldn't be worth that few points. It's just a fast ground type. It's faster than my entire team, which is why I say it could come here, because it is just fast. And it can hit pretty hard against a lot of my team as well. Especially if his strategy is to maybe try and overwhelm the Gourgeist. Dog Trio could definitely be a bring there, because he can definitely try and overwhelm Gourgeist with a multitude of threats, similar to how I thought last week was going to go. I haven't actually uploaded last week yet when I'm doing this. So, Kamala is another bulky spinner. It's a status absorber as well because of Comatose. So, another reason why I'm not bothering with Will-O-Wisp here, because he can just go Kamala on every time. Kamala isn't really a massive threat here though. I have stuff like Gorgeist, stuff like Diancie, which is just going to check it all day. So I'm not really concerned. In that perspective, I think he has much better brings than Kamala, especially because it's slower than Machamp and just allows Machamp in every time as well. And then Rotom Frost, which I actually really struggle with, because obviously Wishcash doesn't like it that well. Wishcash doesn't really have a matchup otherwise in this one, so it's a tough mon for me to deal with. He does get to freely Volt Switch on me should he bring it, and if he doesn't bring Dugtrio and I see Rotom Frost, I'm gonna presume it to be Scarfed, because that makes so much sense to be faster than Floatzel and Dodrio. Both mons who I have used to good effect so far this season, being quick and being hard hitting. Rotom can go higher than both of those, so I would expect that probably. The 6 I think he brings, I think Floatzel and Trevenant are definites, because I do struggle against those in the matchup. Everything else I deal with pretty well. I deal with Hariyama pretty well. I deal with Comfey pretty well. I deal with Steelix very, very well. For example, I deal with Turtonator pretty well. I deal with stuff like Dugtrio and Swalot and Kamala really well. But I really struggle with Trevenant and Rotom Frost. So in some aspects, I really, really like this matchup. In others, I really, really don't, pretty much. So that's how this one's going to go. The 6 I think he's going to bring, I think you obviously bring Rotom and Trevenant because they have really good matchups. I'm pretty confident in seeing the Hariyama because if Gorgeist goes down, it does a lot of work. Comfey is too good not to bring, realistically, in my opinion. And then I'm going to say either Steelix or Turtonator as the 6, with maybe Dugtrio mixed in there, potentially, but I think from his perspective, bringing Scarf, Rotom Frost makes more sense than going with Dugtrio on that aspect, because Dugtrio can never one-shot a Dodrio unless it hits Stone Edge and it's like Adamant Banded or something. So there's that. And now we're going to go and recreate my team. The Machamp doesn't have EVs, but I remember what I did. I ran it to be faster than Jolly Max Speed Hariyama, which means I am actually running Jolly Machamp for the first time here. Jolly 216 speed, so on Jolly 216, the rest in attack, 252 in attack obviously, and then the 40 remaining into HP. And essentially, Machamp has it's a pure example. It's a best example of how polarizing the matchup is, because you can't see the top of it. Oh well, because Machamp in some aspects is ridiculous because it's faster than Steelix, it's faster than Hariyama with this speed, it's faster than Turtonator, it's faster than Trevenant most likely, it's faster than Spilot, it's faster than Kamala, it's faster than so much of this team, and I can just punch holes, getting it in on that with momentum. At the same time, he has a Comfey, which just draining Kiss priorities and kills me, pretty much, so that's not going to be good there. And he has a Rotom. I mean, I do okay against Rotom, to be fair. But Comfey is just tough for it, which is why I've got the Poison Jab on there. It did some ridiculous amount of damage on the Switch if it's an offensive Comfey, which I will actually look at. But yeah, it's a fully physically defensive Poison Jab is 67 to 80 from this Machamp, and that's with Jolly, which is just absurd. It really, really is. It's absolutely ridiculous. If I was adamant, it would do even more, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So there's that. This thing is really, really strong because I come in on stuff. I always live one hit because Machamp has got good natural HP, and I can just punch holes in the team pretty much. Why don't I have knockoff? Oh, I have Lariat. I can't read. Yeah, so I have Lariat just because I want to be doing more damage to the Trevenant in the long term, because Trevenant, I want to be able to beat Trevenant 1v1, which Lariat allows me to do. I can check the damage on it. It was good, if I remember correctly. So, Lariat into the Trevenant. Yeah, it kills offensive, and then if it's defensive, which it probably will be, let's be honest, it's going to be doing, that's max defense, it's doing 64 to 75, so really strong damage there, and it's doing more than knockoff would, so that's kind of what that's there for. First thing I've got to work with here is Diancie, and I remember putting Berry on there because Turtonator does get Flash Cannon. I was not going to get caught unaware by that. And then I think I threw Earth Power on there to hit Turtonator harder. If I remember correctly, that also catches like Steelix on the Switch if you want to do that as well. I will probably be clicking Baton Pass most of the time with Diancie though. And because of that, I'm actually going to switch this to Sassy, I believe it is, minus speed. Yeah, because I want to make sure I'm slower than like Turtonator if it's really slow, or slower than Steelix as well. So I definitely want to make sure I can do that, hopefully, which I think I should be able to. But it's just worth having that anyway, to just make sure I'm as slow as possible so I can get momentum off that Baton Pass. Because essentially, Steelix is a very safe switch in on Diancie, right? Even though I do get Mystical Fire and I do get Earth Power, I can do that. I just Baton Pass out on it, then Machamp comes in and punches holes. So that's hopefully similar to how Week 2 went with the switching between Rotom and Machamp. I can do a similar thing here with this Diancie coming in and then just get it out and get Machamp in to punch holes. Hopefully, because Machamp's had a couple of rough matchups, although last week it was just some good prep that dealt with it quite well. But the week before I had a rough matchup and I struggled to get it in. This matchup, I'm not going to struggle to get it in, but he does have stuff that can switch into it quite nicely. Now, this Gourgeist, I do not remember at all. I'm pretty sure I had Synthesis and Leech Seed, and I feel like I had Poltergeist because, one, you'll notice I don't have this. You'll notice I don't have Knockoff on Machamp, and spoilers, I have a special Guzzlord. Which is literally just to catch a Steelix on the Switch. It's a bit weird, but, you know, it is what it is. And it's not what he expects as well, so I might actually do a bit. I will probably do a bit more damage to Comfey than I would have otherwise. Which means I can actually run Poltergeist for once on Gourgeist. I did flirt around with the idea of running no item to try and check Trevenant with this as well, because Trevenant obviously runs Poltergeist, but Trevenant can also run Shadow Claw. I didn't want to risk that when I have a Guzzlord that can check Trevenant quite well, and Trevenant's a definite bring, so it was definitely worth for me just bringing, even though Guzzlord doesn't have a great matchup otherwise, it's worth just bringing it to switch in there. And then last move, I think I put Seed Bomb on originally, or it definitely wasn't Trick Room. Although I did find out that Gourgeist does get Trick Rooms, that's kind of cool. It was probably Seed Bomb. Yeah, it was Seed Bomb because that is a guaranteed kill on Dugtrio, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds right. And then I was just max defense. The only time where building very simply worked out for you. I was just max defense because it's checking Harry armor, basically, and I can get the Calc up for that. That's the tanky set, and Knockoff's doing 21. Max attack Adamant is doing 22 with Knockoff. That's with the Colbert, and then the hits after that are doing like... Oh no, not wrong berry. And then the hits after that are doing 30 at max, so I do deal with that in the long run. As I said though before, definitely don't want to be running Will-O-Wisp here, because in case the Hariyama is Guts but isn't running the item or anything, which he could do, he could run it AV here to try and kind of try and do something against Floatzel with that. It could work out for him. I don't want to burn it and give it that Guts boost, because that would be a disaster for me. It really would. So we're definitely not doing that. Then we've got this Guzzlord here, which I remember what I did with this in the end. I went max defense and then ran 252 special attack and did actually throw Modest on there. I remember doing this, and was it Force Spadef? It was probably just for HP. No, it was forced. It was, yeah, because essentially what's going on here is Trevenant gets Drain Punch. This is the weirdest thing I did. So Trevenant gets Drain Punch, essentially, and that's very annoying. So I was like, well, what's a good way for me to deal with this? There's also a good chance with Trevenant. There's also a good chance you just run a Shadow Claw by default because of he's just going to be knocking off of Hariyama probably. Is kind of where I kind of laid with that. If I run loads of HP, I just give him loads more health back off the Drain Punch. That was kind of my idea, and I threw Chople on there as well if there's no item currently. Yeah, I put Chople on. So that's nice. But that was kind of the idea of it. I was like, I don't want to give it loads of health back, because he literally recovers the amount of percentage he does to me with a Drain Punch because of how high Guzzlord's HP stat is. So I was like, I actually check it worse by being bulkier, ironically, and then my hits did good amounts of damage. I think Dark Pulse did 80% to Trevenant. I think the key thing was Comfey took like 80% from a a Sludge Wave on the Switch, and I actually wanted to switch that. I didn't switch that when I built it originally, I've just remembered now. I wanted Sludge Wave over Sludge Bomb because Hariyama is also a pretty good switch-in to Guzzlord, and he might try and do it to get momentum. I want as low a chance of poisoning that thing and giving it a guts boost as possible, because Hariyama is a threat. It's a big, big threat. Into Comfey with the Modest. Yeah, Sludge Wave is doing 56 to 67, so that's really good damage on the Switch there, whereas if I was Knockoff or I was Poison Jab, I'm not doing that much to it, so you can kind of just do that and recover the damage off. What was my last move? That is indeed the question. It was probably Draco, yeah, it was probably, because Draco does quite a bit to Hariyama on the Sop, if I remember correctly. So I kind of wanted to do that, because I probably clicked Sludge Wave the first time, because Dark Pulse doesn't kill Trevenant anyway, so I lose nothing by Sludge Waving first, and then Dark Pulsing potentially. But then if I find out his switch-in is Hariyama, I can then click Draco. That's comfy still. So this is Assault Vest, and Draco is doing 38. So if he's like offensive with Flame Orb, which he might try and do, it's basically two-shotting. It is two-shotting. Well, it ain't, because Draco... Oh, that was some bad English. It isn't, because Draco is obviously lowering your attack, but it's doing over half, and Hariyama can't recover, so that's really good damage there. That's kind of the idea of this one. It's a weird one. And then we've got the obvious bring, which was... I actually didn't run this defense, because Alone Sandslash checks Comfey incredibly well. Like, unbelievably well. You think, oh, surely you're going to run offense and whatever. So let's just get up a Lowland Sandslash and just throw an Assault Vest on with max HP. Dazzling Gleam, 27%. 27%. And that's Dazzling Gleam. You don't run Dazzling Gleam, you run Draining Kiss. You run Draining Kiss. Draining Kiss is doing 17%. And that is bulky. To be fair, that is bulky, to be fair. Maybe I did run Spadef. No, I ran Speed for something. Okay, yeah, so I can run... Yeah, this is what I did, so... It has the same speed stat as Machamp in this matchup. Oh, it's not, it's 212 speed. Yeah, I remember doing this now. So I have 212 speed, which makes me faster than Hariyama. I'm probably faster than Trevenant. I'm faster than Steelix. I'm faster than... Oh, that was a good click. I'm faster than Kamala. And all of that. And then I ran Triple Axel as my last move. And then it was in the rest was in HP, and then I put that in there, and then I'm running Careful, because then I just check Comfey incredibly well at that stage. So I throw Careful on there. A Draining Kiss is suddenly only doing 13% pretty much, so that's really solid as an option to just check it really, really nicely, this AV set. We've got Iron Head on there, obviously, to get the Comfey. Knockoff is just a nice move to have in general. Rapid Spin is there to get rid of hazards in case he sets them. We have Steelix, because Steelix is a very solid setter, and I don't want to deal with hazards damage massively in this matchup, obviously. And Triple Axel is just a nice move, because it hits Trevenant really hard and stuff like that. Iron Head does quite a bit to Hariyama as well, which I can come in on faster than. Triple Axel does a lot to Turt as well, does a lot to Steelix, does a lot to Comfey as well. I may switch that to Earthquake, because Earthquake's going to do a lot to Turtonator. I'm actually going to throw Earthquake on there over Knockoff, because there's no situation in which clicking Knockoff is actually advantageous to me here, because sure, I can get rid of items, but then it means Gore, because Poltergeist actually hits really, really solidly against his team, because his normal is Kamala, and as I said, I don't think Kamala comes here. So Poltergeist is just a really nice click from Goregeist, and I don't want to give him a free switch into Goregeist by having its item be knocked off. So whether that's on Hariyama or something, I don't want Hariyama to be able to switch in on Goregeist, for example, and not be scared of Poltergeist, which is why I had the extra Seed Bomb as well, just in case something doesn't have an item. But I think Earthquake's really solid, because it hits Turtonator really hard. So if I need it to do that, it can do that. Hits Spalot harder as well. Hits Steelix a bit harder. So that's always a really, really nice. I can do that pretty nicely. And finishing off here, we've got Kadabra making its debut. What was my last move? But the point is, we've got Choice Specs here, and there's no Dark type on this team. And the Steel type is Steelix, and on Spadef Steelix, with Assault Vest, whatever the standard defensive Steelix is, Choice specs, and I could run Modest. I don't know what I was outspeeding, but I did run Modest on it. Psychic is doing 30%, more than 30%. And then you throw AV. So this is Assault Vest max for death, and Psychic is 20 to 24. If it's not AV, I do a load of damage, pretty much. What was my last move? Trick's just there in case I want to trick the Steelix or something, which isn't going to happen. I think I threw Teleport on there just in case I want to click it, because it's really cool to kind of get momentum there. And this is just a nice click in so many situations. It does so much damage on the Switch, pretty much. And this just kind of comes in on Hariyama a lot. If the Hariyama isn't AV, it just kills. If it is AV, I do obviously still good chunks of damage, so that's a thing. So yeah, I got Teleport, and then I was going faster than... I probably went faster than non-Scarf Rotom, because he does have a speed gap. Yeah, he has a speed gap between Dugtrio and Rotom. So I just wanted to exploit that, I think is what it was. And then 212 in speed. 212 in speed. Modest. Yeah, so in a situation where, which is fairly likely, I guess, here, where he doesn't bring AV Steelix, because there's not really anything you bring AV Steelix for. You probably even bring it physically defensive, because it's checking JoJo well. It can kind of live a hit from a champ if you really want to as well. It can do all of that stuff. He may not even bring it, as I was saying. If he doesn't bring Steelix, Kadabra is incredible, because Scott's Spec Psychic just literally claims a life every single time. The only thing that may be faster is like a Scarfed Rotom or Dugtrio. Rotom is like a 37.5% chance to OHKO it. So that's ridiculous. Comfey, I think, took 80% or so from it, or something ridiculous. Yeah, it's 69 to 81. That's on bulky Comfey. Steelix, as we said, was like 30% if it's not AV. Hariyama with the Assault Vest is 77 to 91. If we get rid of that Assault Vest, and this is still with Spadef investment, it just flat out kills. So if it's not AV Hariyama, which we will Frisk, which is where Frisk comes in amazingly, Kadabra just absolutely destroys it there. Turtonator, actually, if it's offensive Turtonator, min-roll is exactly 100 of this Psychic. I actually remember that calc. Trevenant will probably have max HP. Shadow Ball actually is actually a roll to kill on that. The Psychic is like 72 to 85. Swallow will die. Dugtrio is faster. Kamala is another kind of Assault Vester, usually, and that's the one thing that can take this on fairly well, but as I said, I really don't anticipate Kamala to come to this one, so he just has a ridiculously good matchup, if I'm honest. It's absolutely insane, and it's easily its best one so far. And you're saying, well, Floatzel's good here. Floatzel is good here, but he's going to expect Floatzel. He's going to think, okay, I definitely need to bring my Trevenant, definitely need to maybe even bring... I mean, AV Kamala would check Floatzel fairly well as well, so he might do that. But I think Kadabra has a really good opportunity to do very, very well here. And hopefully it can. So there's the team that I've managed to rebuild for you. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes with that, which I may have done, and if I have, that's my death. But slightly prolonged opening to this one, but I'll see you guys in the battle. Okay, here we are, and I'm very surprised and pleased. I combined the two words there to not see Hariyama, and we see the Kamala instead. Otherwise, I predicted the 6 very nicely. Great time for my pen to stop working. You love to see it. So we've got Frost, we've got Kamala, we've got Trev, good old Trev. We've got Comfey. Do you see the Steelix? Which I'm not too surprised by. And then Doug is here as well. So Leeds on his end, he could lead Steelix for rocks, could lead Dugtrio just to try and get a hit off. Potentially could lead, I don't think Kamala can rock, could lead Rotom to maybe try and Volt Switch, which he can do for free in this one. Yeah, I feel good about the team I've brought, to be honest. I don't know, I'm feeling okay about it, I think. I've run Jolly on Machamp for no reason, which doesn't matter hugely, I don't think, but is slightly annoying. I'm thinking comfey could also be good for him, for sure. He didn't bring Turt, so Diancie is very free to just kind of do whatever and kind of check the Rotom. So I'm actually feeling because Sandslash can do okay against Rotom as well. So, and with the Dugtrio there, I feel like that Rotom isn't Scarfed. I feel like it's something else. So I'm actually feeling a Diancie lead, and I'm just going to click Baton Pass here, I'm thinking. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to lead Diancie, and I'm going to click Baton Pass here. Lead Steelix, which I should be faster than, so I can just Baton Pass on that straight up. And if I pop Babiri here, it's fine, to be honest. Yeah, it's not a massive deal. It can do a lot to me, though. I am faster than it, or at least I should be. I might just flat out hard. No, I'm going to Baton Pass because I'm faster, yeah. So I just Baton Pass turn 1. This Steelix is probably going to set rocks, or it's going to click a Steel move, potentially. Either could happen here. I'm just going to go straight into my Gourgeist here. There's no reason to be weird about it. We see Chesto, so that means it's rest. It means it's rest. We see rocks. I'm just going to hard Leech Seed here on probably Kamala. Yes, yeah, we do see Kamala. So he doesn't want to get Wisped, which I guess that makes sense. You could see a knockoff come out from this thing here. You could see a number of things. Realistically, I'm just going to stay in because I'm not really scared of anything this thing's going to do. I can take a knockoff from this now because I'm not taking knockoff from Hariyama, so that's absolutely fine. I'll just click Seed Bomb here. He does knockoff. Take the Colbur. It's going to do... That might actually be an offensive Kamala. You know, I think that might be offensive. 21%. There's some bloody people screaming outside. Into Gourgeist. Oh, it gets U-turn. I didn't even know this thing got U-turn. That's funny. I didn't even know that got U-turn. Yeah, that is offensive, Gourgeist. That is offensive, Kamala. It's adamant, at least. So this is maybe trying to do a bit of breaking or something. I'm actually feeling a second Leech Seed here. He does switch. He goes Trevenant though, so it's not... I didn't get anything out of that one. That's fine. I'm just going to go straight into Guzzlord here. Like he literally said at the start, which he shouldn't have done because it's giving it away to me, he didn't expect Guzzlord at all. He said no one in his prep matches, which I don't actually do prep matches, I'm not organised, but no one in his prep matches brought Guzzlord, so I don't think he knows what this thing is here to do. He maybe has anticipated it's for Trevenant. If he makes a good double into Diancie here, that's fine. He actually doubles into Kamala. That's fine. Doesn't mean a whole lot. I might actually go into Diancie this time, because then I can get my Machamp in. Because I am slow on this. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Diancie's very free here, as I said at the start. He actually misses a Play Rough, which wouldn't have done too much, but that's still unfortunate. I wouldn't have done too much, I don't think. It is offensive, though. This can get some cool coverage, which, that's cool. So he's definitely trying to keep Comfey in the back, which I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Unless it's an offensive Trevenant and Comfey is his Machamp check, which could be another option. How much would that have done to Diancie? Yeah, it would have done like 30%, I guess. I'll just BP here. He goes into Steelix. So this is good. I get to go out into my Machamp here. I don't care massively what he's going to do here. I could see him staying in here, though. Potentially, because Steelix will take this. He doesn't know that, though. If I'm adamant, it doesn't. And he's Spadef. He might just be physical, though. In which case, he'll know he takes it. But, I feel like Comfey is a very good play from him here. It's a logical play as well. I'm going to click Poison Jab. He goes out into Trevenant, so that's a good mid-ground from him. Poison Jab will do 34. which I think suggests bulky Trevenant. It does indeed. Oh, wrong tab. It does indeed tell me that it's a bulky Trevenant, which means he probably doesn't have speed. If he's Cobble Berry, how much is a Lariat gonna do? I'm pretty sure this is literally max. I'm pretty sure. Which means nothing he does is going to kill me either. Which is worth keeping in mind. Yeah, because I feel like he might try and make a Kamala play again, if I'm honest. So nothing he does is going to kill me. I'm going to Lariat here. He does stay in, takes the Colbert as expected. He dies to another one though, and he'll go for a Leech Seed. That's not too bad. Now, I am going to switch here though. We harvest Colbert. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That is something that Trevenant can do. So we found that out. So what's the role? It's not fully, so I don't know what the role. It's not fully physically defensive, so I don't know what the role is. I don't really want to mess around with that. I feel like he might try and go comfy this time. Oh, he's done it again. He's just told me he's got loads of speed. He's just told me the Trevenant's got speed. So he's crept Adamant Machamp. So I wish he hadn't done that, to be honest. So let me just go and check Adamant's max speed. So Trevenant is almost max speed, which means it doesn't have any of that. Which means no, he probably doesn't. Maybe he doesn't have the HP. No, he's got a bit. I don't know, he's being weird. I feel like he'll go comfy here. Or he'll... I feel like he'll go comfy. I'm actually pretty confident in him going comfy here. I'm pretty confident in him going comfy. So I'm going to go... I don't really want to make a risky play though, because Comfy can just win, because he's keeping it in the back, so it suggests me it's Calm Mind. So I definitely want to keep Sandslash Preserve, for sure. So I'll Poison Jab. He does go Comfy, so I'm going to get a big hit off here. It is Kebia, actually, so that's nice to pop that now. I'll just go straight out into Sandslash. He'll probably U-turn here if I had to guess. Does indeed U-turn. This is okay though, because the one thing I was concerned of in this situation was then him being able to just go Hariyama for free. But he'll probably go Dugtrio here, if I had to guess. But he doesn't know what my set is. He does go Dugtrio though, so that's fine. I'm just going to go into... it's telling me I might be trapped, but he's not allowed to do that, so... Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? That's weird. He's not allowed to be Arena Trap. Yeah, I was going to say, Showdown was doing weird things for me there. He's Sash. Stone Edge is going to do 17. That's not a big deal. I'm going to click Synthesis here because he probably goes... He goes Kamala, actually, so that's okay. I'll go for Synthesis here. And... he might try and go into Trevenant here, if I had to guess. I feel like he doesn't stay in. So I'm going to mid-ground Seed Bomb. Oh, this gets Wish? I didn't even know that, but Kamala's actually dead. I didn't even know that got Wish. See, I didn't think it would happen loads of times, but it's happened enough here. I live a hit from Trevenant, right? If it's Trevenant Choice Band into Goldgeist. I don't have an item, so he can't Poltergeist me. The worst thing he can do is Shadow Claw. Which does not kill. It's never going to kill. It never kills. It never kills. Trevenant has Aftercare as well. It never kills. He never kills me here, so I'm just going to Poltergeist because I cannot let this thing get wished back up. That actually did nothing. And thank God that hit as well. Trevenant goes down here. That's really nice. Those 2 turns have been brilliant for me. So Gorgeist is still really good because it just beats Steelix and Dog Trio. Dog Trio. Diancie, as I said before, is free. So we're just going to go into Diancie on this. If this is Scarfed, it's still a problem. But based on the way he's played it so far, I'm leaning against Scarf. I'm leaning maybe slightly more towards Nasty Plot at this stage. If I had to guess a set. It's actually Sub. Okay. It's Sub, interesting. So I'm just gonna... Let me just check that Diancie versus Rotom Frost. Yeah, unless he's very bulky. What if he's max? And like careful or something. Yeah, Mystical Fire is always going to break Sub, so I'm just going to Mystical Fire. It will Thunderbolt, which will do 25%, not much at all. Mystical Fire will break Sub. It's going to break Sub. I don't want to risk him subbing again, so I'm just going to click Mystical Fire, and if Dog Trio comes in, I'll just sack Diancie. If Comfey comes in, I'll switch, because I don't want to give it the health back. So he'll take a Mystical Fire on the Steelix hit. That is physical. Physically defensive for sure. Physically defensive for sure. Yeah, massively. Definitely physically defensive. Yeah, 100%. And I've been rolled as well, actually. So it's maybe got a bit of Spadef. It's maybe got a bit of Spadef, but it's probably got 4 Spadef, and I've been rolled. Is probably what's happened there. But I am faster, so I can theoretically just Mystical Fire again here, or I can Baton Pass on him potentially. I feel like he might try and make a read and go for Crunch here though, so I will just Mystical Fire again. I don't need Diancie here. Yeah, he did make a read and tried to Crunch, so thank God I definitely played that safe. Glad I played that one safe. I've thrived over the past few weeks on playing it safe, so I'm very happy with that one. Steelix will go down. This is what Diancie's good at. Diancie gets good coverage at doing stuff like this. He gets good coverage for stuff like this. I actually think I had Stealth Rocks over Earth Power originally, because Stealth Rocks is really nice for Rotom. The Steelix only had 3 moves apparently, which is unfortunate. His last one was probably Heavy Slam or something, or Earthquake. He probably didn't have Earthquake, is probably what happened there. So he kind of got forced to make the read, but I always did Baton Pass into Gorgeist there, so I'm happy I didn't do that. I am just gonna sack. I know it's Sash is the thing. And with Trevenant gone, I could just kind of use I actually get to freely click Poltergeist, and it does so much damage as well. How much does Poltergeist do to like a Rotom if it tries to come in? Oh, it's not liking that. It is not liking that. And Comfey? It's taking it okay, actually. I think Leech Seed is actually the better play when I come in there. But I will just Earth Power on the off chance. He actually Stone Edged and overplayed it, so I'll break its Sash here. So that's nice. And Diancie is putting in an incredible amount of work being sacked currently. So that's awesome. Yeah, he just needs to not overthink. He's overplayed around that Diancie massively there, but massively overplayed it. So I'll just go into Gorgeist here, and I get to click Synthesis here and get back up. Or I'll click Poltergeist. I might just click Poltergeist, you know, because it does a lot of damage to whatever wants to come in. Yeah, I'm gonna click Poltergeist. He goes Rotom, so Rotom will take like 50% hit, probably. Yeah, so it's offensive. It is offensive Rotom. Where is it? Offensive. So it's offensive sub, which is interesting. Now, Rotom does kill Guzzlord, but I'm okay with that because I don't want to get massively momentumed, and I don't really need Guzzlord here. I also don't. Kadabra also doesn't do anything for me here currently, and because it's sub, I know I'm faster with Kadabra. So actually, Kadabra's the better play because I either sack or he clicks sub, and I threaten. Yeah, so this is fine because Kadabra will basically get used to break its sub here, and then he'll probably kill me, which is fine because Kadabra is slower than Dugtrio and dies to any of Comfey's priority moves. So I'll just get rid of its sub here. And it actually won't kill with Thunderbolt. Wow. I'm very surprised I lived that. So I now get a massive hit off of Psychic, which Comfey dies. Yeah, Comfey dies. That's game over now. That is game over now. Dugtrio can get the kill here. That's fine. I don't care. Yeah, Dugtrio can have the kill here. I don't care. He actually sucker punched, so he didn't want to risk me being scarfed. So he'll go for sucker there. Guzzlord, I assume, will live. Or I just go Gorgeist and click Poltergeist again, which I think is smarter because it will do a lot to. Yeah, I'll just click Poltergeist because if he goes, he'll just Stone Edge and do a bit of damage. So I actually miss Poltergeist, which is slightly annoying. So I'll just Synthesis here. I'm taking no risks. We'll take no risks. Rotom's on 3%. Like, it dies if it sneezes. Which I'm doing a lot of sneezing currently. I've been doing a lot of sneezing currently. A crit would have been so annoying there, and I did not even think about it. A crit would have absolutely sucked. I'm just going to Seed Bomb because it's accurate. I forgot that Rotom was so weak. So Dugtrio will go down, and if he wants to... Yeah, I'll just Seed Bomb and let him get the kill, because I think Sandslash dies to 2. Unless Sandslash lives. In which case I'll go Sandslash if it lives. But I don't think it does. It's doing, like... Let's assume he's modest, worst case scenario. Doing 38 max of a T-Volt. And bear in mind I take 12 from rocks. Hold on, let's just... I'm actually going to use the... What percentage am I at, Calc? 84. So, I'm at 84%, and rocks are up. It's a 32.8% chance to 2-shot after rocks. So, and he actually nasty flotted, so doesn't matter. Machamp will Bullet Punch. I don't have Bullet Punch. I may have actually just thrown. Okay, I live. Okay. It's 75. So he has to, like, it's a 30. Oh, God. Oh, God, no. Oh. He literally just max rolled. He just max rolled. He just max rolled. He just won the game on a max roll. He just won the game on a max roll. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. He just won the game on a max roll. He just won the game on a max roll. So, that's lovely. He's literally just won it on a max roll. That roll on Sandslash is 64 to like 73. Unbelievable. 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 I cannot believe that's just happened. So, what happens now is he has to miss Blizzard. He has to miss Blizzard. Which he's not going to, because the game hates me. But he has to miss Blizzard. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. I literally just called that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's hilarious. Right. I'm never playing for differential again. I'm never playing for differential again. Never again. Oh my god. Oh. Why do I do this? Why does this happen? Oh my god. I should have just stayed in the C-bomb. That is the lesson to anyone at home. Anyone at home. Anyone watching. Never play for differential. Play it safe and win the game. Play it safe and win the bloody game. Because I literally win 4-0 there easy. Like let's say they were Gorgeist. Or I get a simple 3-0. I get a simple 3-0 because he stays in, he attacks. Gorgeist goes down. Like, Gorgeist goes down, it's fine, still get a 3-0, Sandslash comes in and wins the game from there. Did not need to risk that. Just did not need to risk that at all. It was so pointless. Oh my god. Yeah, so lesson to everyone watching. Never play for differential. Play to just win the game. As simple as you can, play to just win the game. And I won the game on a 30% because Blizzard missed. To be fair, I think I had 2 shots at that because I don't think Gorgeist died to Thunderbolt. Oh, it was actually a roll. Oh no, I died. Yeah, I would have died to Thunderbolt. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would have died to Thunderbolt. So he had to miss. That was how it worked. He had to miss. I should have just won the game really simply. Because I just come in with Sand Slash and I click Iron Head didn't kill, to be fair, so yeah, I never should have switched there. That was the worst thing I could have done. Absolute worst thing I could have done was switch there. Should never have switched. Shouldn't have switched at all. Should not have switched at all. So I massively got away with one there. Massively got away with one there. Massively got away with one there. So that is a lesson to everyone. Be bloody careful. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Wild game. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.